Recently, a Russian expert's remarks have made waves in international aviation circles. He openly claimed that China's J-20 fighter jet copied technology from Russia's MiG-1.44, even spending $500 million on the core equipment, while also pointing out that the J-20 has design flaws. The allegation quickly sparked heated debate, with some seeing it as Russia's questioning of the rise of China's aerospace industry, while others felt it was nothing more than a cliched technological controversy. The MiG-1.44 was a fifth-generation fighter program developed by the Soviet Union at the end of the Cold War to counter the US F-22, codenamed MFI. Led by the Mikoyan Design Bureau, development began in the mid-1980s, with the goal of creating an advanced fighter with super mobility, supersonic cruise capability, and a certain degree of stealth performance. The MiG-1.44 has a duck-type aerodynamic layout twin-engine, twin-drop-tail design, with air intakes located under the belly and a center monoplane wing. This design was considered at the time to improve maneuverability, and was particularly suitable for air combat. However, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, the Russian economy was in trouble, the aviation industry was short of funds, and technical bottlenecks were difficult to break through. 2000, the MiG-1.44 prototype completed its maiden flight, but was shelved after only one flight. In the same year, the project was officially cancelled, and the MiG-1.44 became a regrettable part of aviation history. Technically, the MiG-1.44's stealth performance was not ideal. According to public information estimates, its radar reflection area is between 2 and 5 square meters, much higher than the standard of modern fifth-generation aircraft. In addition, the planned L-41F engine, although somewhat advanced, was never really integrated into the aircraft due to the termination of the project. The J-20 is China's self-developed fifth-generation stealth fighter, the development of which began in the 1990s under the JXX program, and was handled by the Chengdu Aircraft Industry Group. The J-20 made its maiden flight on January 11, 2011 at a military airport in Sichuan, and was formally installed in the Chinese Air Force in March 2017, becoming China's first fifth-generation aircraft. The J-20 also adopts a duck-type layout with twin-engine double-drogue tails, but the detailed design differs significantly from that of the MiG-1.44. Its duck wing is not in the same plane with the main wing, combining with the side strip wing to form a lifting body layout, and the air intakes are located on both sides of the fuselage, adopting the DSI design. The fuselage lines are smooth, the nose is diamond-shaped, and the stealth performance is especially outstanding. According to outside estimates, the radar reflection area of J-20 is between 0.01 and 0.05 square meters, reaching the world's advanced level. The research and development of J-20 unites decades of accumulation of China's aviation industry. From wind tunnel experiments to material technology to avionics system, every step reflects the efforts of independent innovation. 2011's maiden flight is not only a technological breakthrough, but also shows the world China's strength to join the club of fifth-generation aircraft. Since Russian experts accused J-20 of copying the MiG-1.44, we might as well compare the two in several key technical dimensions to see how much similarity there is between the two and where the differences lie. Both the J-20 and the MiG-1.44 utilize a duck-type layout. This design replaces the traditional flat tail, with a duck wing at the front of the fuselage, which improves lift and maneuverability and is not uncommon in late 20th century fighter designs. The J-20's duck wing is higher than the main wing, and combined with the side strip wing forms a unique lifting body layout that optimizes supersonic performance and reduces radar reflections. On the other hand, the duck wing of MiG-1.44 is basically in the same plane with the main wing, which is more traditional in design and less optimized for stealth. J-20 adopts DSI air intakes, located on both sides of the fuselage, which can effectively reduce radar signals, while the belly intake of MiG-1.44 exposes more planes and reflects signals more strongly. The aerodynamic design of the J-20 has been tested in numerous wind tunnels, emphasizing the balance between stealth and performance. The MiG-1.44 pays more attention to maneuverability and gives less consideration to stealth. Stealth performance is the core mark of a fifth-generation aircraft. J-20 puts stealth in the first place, at the beginning of its design, adopting technologies such as smooth transition fuselage, stealth paint and wave-absorbing materials. External analysis suggests that its radar reflection area is between 0.01 and 0.05 square meters, which is far more than that of the fourth-generation aircraft, although there is a gap compared with F-22 and F-35. MiG-1.44 stealth performance is obviously insufficient. Its fuselage corners more movable air surface did not do stealth processing, radar reflection area as high as 25 square meters, and the 4th generation machine is comparable to the ranks of the 5th generation machine is difficult. This gap reflects the generational difference between the two design concepts. J-20 early use of Russian L-31F engine. But this is not a secret. China and Russia in the field of military industry long-term cooperation. The purchase of engines is normal trade. With the maturity of the domestically produced Tai-Hong engine, the J-20 is gradually replacing it with domestically produced power. According to reports, the latest batch of J-20 has begun to use the WS-15 engine, which has stronger thrust and supports supersonic cruise, further getting rid of its dependence on Russia. The MiG 1.44 was planned to use the L-41F engine, which has excellent performance, but has never been practically applied due to program cancellation. In contrast, the J-20 has not only completed its R&D, but also achieved engine localization, reflecting China's progress in power technology. The J-20 is equipped with active phased array radar, distributed optronic system and integrated electronic warfare system, supporting multi-target tracking, over-the-horizon attack and battlefield situational awareness. These technologies represent the trend of informationization in modern air warfare. The MiG 1.44's avionics system is relatively outdated, with mechanical flight control and traditional radar, and limited informatization capabilities. Even if the program continues to advance, its technological level will be difficult to compete with 21st century 5th generation aircraft. The Russian experts' allegations are based on two main points. They believe that the duck layout of the J-20 originates from the MiG 1.44, implying that China has acquired the relevant technical information. They also claim that China has spent $500 million to buy core equipment from Russia for the J-20's research and development. In addition, he also mentioned that there are design flaws in the J-20, such as insufficient thrust in the early engines, which affects the over-travel capability. The duck layout is not unique to Russia. The Swedish Eagle Lion, French Rafale and European Typhoon all use similar designs, which is a common engineering solution in the aviation industry. Yang Wei, the chief designer of the J-20, has said that its aerodynamic layout was inspired by his mentor Song Wenkong's academic research, which emphasized independent innovation. After the MiG 1.44 program was cancelled, relevant information was not fully disclosed, but there is no evidence that China directly acquired and copied its technology. More importantly, the design details of the two differ significantly. Technologies such as the J-20's stealth optimization and DSI air intakes were not yet mature during the MiG 1.44 era, and it is unlikely that China would have been able to steal them from an unfinished project. China does cooperate with Russia in the aviation sector, importing Su-27 fighters and related technologies from Russia in the 1990s, and purchasing L-31F engines in the 2000s. These transactions were open and transparent, and totaled well over $500 million. However, the Russian side did not specify what core equipment means. There is speculation that this could be related to engines, radar or test equipment. However, buying equipment is not the same as copying technology. J-20 stealth materials, avionics systems and DSI air intakes, and other key technologies Russia did not have at that time. China obviously has another source. Independent research and development is more likely. The design flaws mentioned by Russian experts mainly point to the J-20's early use of the L-31F engine, which does not have enough thrust to support supersonic cruising, but it's no secret that China has recognized the engine as a shortcoming from the start. With the WS-15 in production, this issue is being addressed. In contrast, the MiG 1.44 has not even achieved mass production. So how can we talk about defective improvements? China Aviation Industry Corporation and experts have repeatedly clarified that the J-20 is the result of independent research and development, and the technology originates from decades of domestic accumulation. Officials emphasize that international cooperation is the norm, but the core technology is never bought or stolen. This response is both confident and dismissive of the allegations. Comprehensive technical comparison and factual analysis. Russian experts' allegations are more speculation than evidence. The J-20 and MiG 1.44 are superficially similar in terms of aerodynamic layout, but the core technologies are worlds apart. The $500 million equipment deal may be part of the cooperation, but it does not explain the J-20's breakthroughs in stealth, avionics, and engine. As for design flaws, there is always room for improvement in any warplane, and the J-20's progress is a testament to its R&D vigor. The success of the J-20 epitomizes the transformation of China's aviation industry from a runner to a parallel runner. It not only improves the national defense strength, but also breaks the monopoly of the West in the field of fifth-generation aircraft. In the face of skepticism, China does not need to argue too much. The facts speak louder than words. In the future, with the iteration of technology and the deepening of international cooperation, the influence of J-20 will be further expanded. As for Russia's allegations, perhaps it is more of a complex mentality of the old aviation powerhouse in the face of emerging forces. Technical competition is unavoidable, but an objective view of each other's achievements is the right way to promote the industry's progress. Every takeoff of the J-20 is the best answer to China's innovation capability.